Okay, so I've got a great joke for you, man. You ready to hear it?
Oh my god, bro. Another joke? Alright, fine. Go ahead.
What do you call it when a chameleon forgets how to breathe?
I have no idea.
A reptile dysfunction. Get it?
Oh, jeez, man. I can't do it anymore. The jokes, no, I can't.
So, unlike my corny jokes, I've been working on lots of different things for We Hidden, and I think it's about time for me to show you guys what's been updated. So, I've been working on the last map, and it is the Madagascar map, and right now it's looking kind of barren and pretty empty, so let's add some stuff to it. Okay, so Madagascar is located basically in the Indian Ocean, and it's technically a part of Africa, seeing as though it's one of its islands. It's also pretty well known around the world for its biodiversity, which is very rich, and tropical rainforests. So, I had to do some research and go look up all the different hiding spots that Madagascar is well known for, because it has lots of different variety of plants and different other species. I consider Google to be one of my best friends because it always has the answers, right? Well, Google had plenty of answers. Madagascar had plenty of colorful hiding spots that I could use for my game. So after all the research, I decided to pull out my handy dandy sketchbook and get to work. So now that I've got a good idea of what type of plant species I want to put in my game, I can start working on adding them in We Hidden. As a game dev, making the art for the game is definitely one of my favorites, and watching the entire scene come together really makes it worth the wait. Now, there were 3 hiding spots in Madagascar that I was really excited about because I thought I would make them a little bit of a play on words. First up, we have the Ocotillo plant, which is obviously supposed to represent a octopus. Yeah, why not have tentacles just popping out of the ground? Just because. And on to my next favorite, the dragon tree. I mean, come on, what's the point of making a mobile game if you're not going to add a badass dragon in it? And if I do say so myself, the dragon's looking kinda sick. And last up, we have the black hiding spot. And I think I deserve a round of applause because I did create an entirely brand new species all on my own, called the shadow buds. Okay, so now that we've got all 10 hiding spots in our Madagascar map, there's definitely something missing here. So we need a predator. And I had to do some research and figure out what predator will be best for the Madagascar, and I decided to go with a hawk. For some reason, I was definitely struggling to come up with how I should create the hawk, and I still wanted to keep the same type of cartoony effect I did with the other predators, and after many hours of putting animations together, we finally have our finished product of a hawk predator. Now, we're not done just yet. So, do you remember how the desert and the rainforest have blockers, or natural disasters as I like to call them? So, we definitely have to add one for the Madagascar map. Do you remember that old saying, that really old commercial with the talking bear? The one that would say,
"Remember, only you can prevent forest fires."
It must be the inner demon talking to me because it's telling me to just burn everything down.
So, just like all the other natural disasters or blockers, they only last about 30 seconds and then they disappear. And then you're able to hide in that spot again. I have a disgusting little secret that if other game devs knew, they would call me an abomination. The entire time I've started this project, I have never once, not even took a glimpse at 2D lighting. I haven't used any lighting in this game at all. So I think it's about time I did that. After finally using the big old noggin that I call a brain of mine, I came across something that made me wonder. The entire point of this game is hide and seek. And if you're stealing from each other and you're running around, it feels exactly like football. After pondering on this for a few hours, I came to the conclusion that this whole dashing and stealing fruit idea was just a really bad mechanism to add in the game. It really strayed away from the main concept of the game, which is hiding and not being caught. We Hidden isn't meant to be scary, but it is meant to build up anticipation and a little bit of anxiety, but in a good way, because you could be caught at any moment. So after many months of working on this whole entire stealing the fruit mechanism, I decided to just scrap that entirely. Now usually this is something you would not do if you are this far into a project, but in this case it's an emergency. So instead of a steal, I replaced it with a tag. So my entirely new idea for this game is there are hiders and there is a seeker. Obviously, the seeker comes looking for all the hiders and has to tag all of the hiders out before the time runs out. If the seeker doesn't tag all the hiders out, then the hiders win. It's a simple concept, but that's the entire point of hide and seek. Very simple, but fun all at the same time. So whenever a seeker decides to tag another player out, a cutscene pops up and I will start adding some different animations, but for now I just have a placeholder where the seeker goes behind the hider and just taps him on the head. So once you get tagged out, you can't move anymore unless somebody comes to untag you. I think I might add some restrictions and parameters for who can actually be untagged, just so that way the game doesn't drag on too long, because we definitely don't want the hiders cheating. Last but not least, we have to add a Greek god statue to our Madagascar map. Because our natural disasters causes flames to erupt, obviously the Greek god will have to be based on fire and forges. And which Greek god is that? His name is Hephaestus. So for this statue, I wanted to give him a flamey, puffy hairdo, and I'm kind of enjoying the little swoop-de-doo at the top of his head. Once our Hephaestus statue is in the game, you can now go up to it and disrupt any hiding spot of your choosing. And that's basically all I've got done in that really long amount of time. Now that the third and final map in We Hidden is done, we have finally reached that 80% complete mark and have come this close to a full release of my first commercial game. So now there's just one question remaining. What's left? Well, there definitely has to be more skins. There's some mapping and locating that need to be done. I also want to add a special item for the hiders or seekers, possibly. There's also networking, a new bundle, possibly a hatchling pal, and the biggest of them all is the networking, so you can actually play with your friends or anyone around the world. Also, We Hidden is going to have its own specific Discord just for the game itself, which I think is going to be pretty cool. And if you made it this far into the video, I just want to thank you for watching and tell me what you guys think of the Madagascar map, or if you just think I'm an idiot for changing the entire game about 8 months into the project. But I appreciate you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.